All right, we're live. I can't tell if we're live. Hello and welcome to Wholesome Roots. Having some technical difficulties. That's why we're a few minutes late to start the live. My OBS system that I use to stream my live did an update right before, and now I'm not sure what I'm doing.
You are definitely live because
there we are. Okay,
definitely
so
live.
Hi, if anybody's in there, go ahead and drop a comment down in the chat so I can see.
Oh, on my phone I see Urban Bucket Homestead said hi, Rose.
Okay, but there's no chat coming up. Oh, OBS has its own chat now. Okay, hello.
Jill E says, oh, there it is.
But it's not coming up on the YouTube screen. So what I'm looking at, you guys, is a screen with YouTube Live and a screen with the OBS streaming. And they're not matching. So this isn't how I normally do my lives. But we will try to. OBS has a chat box that is showing you guys' chat. So I can use that and just go with the flow. So, hello.
Hi, everybody.
We have Urban Bucket Homestead. See, it's not showing the whole chat. How do I expand that? There we go. And Jill E. Hello, hello. Not sure how many people we'll have joining us here in the chat, as, like I said, we've been away for a while. And I know I've kind of lost some interest due to not being...
Well, we've got 7 people here. It says...
See, I wish... Does it show here? I wish I could see what YouTube is showing people. That would really comfort me more. But I won't worry about the details, right? I said we're just going to go with it, right? If anybody out there does have experience with these things and knows how it's supposed to be going, go ahead and share some information with me. I am using the OBS, and it is different, much different than I've used in the past. And I don't see a YouTube, but you're seeing me and you're hearing me, and that's the important part. We can talk. I can see the chat now.
Yeah, and I'm getting the same chat through YouTube on my phone.
So, hey everyone, how are you? Give a few minutes for people to kind of jump in. If anybody wants to tell us, where are you watching us from? And what the weather is like in your neck of the woods. Are you in the freezing cold zone? Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Urban Bucket Homestead. Hello, gardening is my peace. Welcome. We are just getting started. I had some technical difficulties trying to get my start going, so I was a little late. Ohio. How cold is it in Ohio right now? I know you guys just had snow, right? Didn't you have a big snowstorm come through there? Hi, Tina Taylor. How are you doing? If anybody wants to let us know where you're from and what the weather is like while we let people join us, seeing how I was a little late. Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm trying to look at the phone where I can actually see what you guys are seeing, because I'm seeing a different screen than I'm used to. Good. Missed you. Northern Utah, cold and lots of snow. Yeah, I haven't seen snow in a while.
It's been a pretty mild winter for us here in Georgia. We did have a
really cold snap was the coldest it's been in many, many years. So, hey, Red Shed. Good to see you. Good to be back. I'm going to sneeze. Maybe.
Mild in Ohio.
Mild in Ohio. That's good. Arkansas is getting warmer. 37 degrees in Ohio. Currently 62 here in central Florida, going down to 56 overnight, so not too bad. Expecting rain tomorrow. That's actually some really nice temperatures. Hi, Paige. Missouri, 44 degrees. Good to see you, my friend. So we have not as many people as I was expecting, but like I said, I did have some technical difficulties.
It's been a long time, too.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm using a different setup than I'm used to, and it took me a second to get it flowing correctly. So, where did I go?
We are here. Where did we go?
Oh, where were we and where have we been and where are we heading? Is that I tried to title this live as where have we been and where are we going? No video. Somebody is commenting that they have no video. Can anybody else confirm or deny if it's lost a video connection for anybody else? Just so we can confirm whether it's a problem on our end that we can fix. Oh, no, I don't want that up there. Oh, no. I'm trying to move the chat box so I can see what I'm doing here. And it's not behaving. Now, no. So, where you go? Are you seeing anything else?
I mean, Tina, you're the only one that said no picture. Or, yeah, not. My phone's showing us, so we are streaming.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what's up with Tina's feed.
Tina, maybe refresh your browser, and that might help your situation.
And you are on top chat, by the way.
Okay, well, it doesn't look like we have a very busy night tonight, so we're gonna just try to get through some questions if y'all have any questions. Getting started on a homestead. Hello. Good to have ya. I'm not seeing that last. You see how it's cutting off the last?
Go down.
Like that is. That's all the way.
No, can you drag your bucket down or whatever it's called?
What do you mean?
Can you drag the window here down?
Nope, because then it will overlap. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not that technically challenged, but I am. Like, I can figure stuff out, but it takes me a while, and I have to, like, watch a couple of videos on how to do something before I can figure it out. And I often, like, forget how to do it and have to look up those videos again. And so, for me, like, I can go through the steps if I have somebody to lead me and show me what I'm supposed to do technically. But I do better if I have somebody who's technically advanced with me at the time. I missed you guys too. We've really missed making videos. We tried to keep a few of the shorts videos going while we were not producing our long form videos. I tried to put up some posts to keep things from going completely stagnant. Excuse me. But it seems like the shorts platform doesn't really go to my regular viewers. It goes to new viewers. So a lot of people had said, oh, well, how's Autumn in like recent comments, and I was like, I just posted a video of Autumn, and they were like, oh, didn't know that. So my age is showing for sure. I mean, you know, I didn't have internet in a house until I moved in with my ex-husband in college. I mean, that's how different my growing up is compared to my kids, you know, growing up with internet from day one as a regular. I didn't get a cell phone. I didn't even get a cell phone until I moved to Georgia. And that was, how old is Dalton? 21?
Yeah.
20 years ago. 20 years ago, but like everybody I knew already had cell phones. I've just kind of always been behind.
Well, you know, and we're a little rusty too because it's been so long since we've done a live.
Yep.
And things look different. Like,
well, we're using. It's very different. Like when I opened up YouTube's live, where I would normally go to start my live stream, it didn't look anything like the last time I had used it. And the OBS updated right before I went live, and so it doesn't look normal. So we'll just keep going. I got a cell phone at 37. Yeah, how old was I? $24 or so, I guess.
oh, it's the cat.
I was gonna say, did they let one of the children?
No.
The kids are watching a movie in their room so that they wouldn't be interrupting too much. They did say they were gonna come out and say hi to you guys.
They might pop in at some point and say hello to us, but.
Ta-da!
There is a kid.
He was sneaking up on you.
I thought it was a cat.
I'm trying to get the popcorn.
Oh.
Can you open the bag for them? I
can
have to
open
pour it for
yeah,
them.
I can open it.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Hi.
So Rowan, what have you been up to?
We're watching the movie Sonic 2.
Yeah. What else have you been up to?
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things. Yep. That's the 10-year-old answer right there. And ta-da! We have Leo. What's on your face?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a cut. That's from the kitty cat.
Mama.
Kitty scratched you, but you got food on your face. Stop, stop, stop. This is not a mirror for you to play with. You say hi.
Hello.
Say hi to your friends.
Hi,
So,
I'm Liam.
I love your new place. You have been blessed. Oh my goodness. So blessed. We love it so much here. It is so amazing how much joy it brings our hearts to be working on our own homestead and improving things for us that we know is for the long term, and we're not going to be having to move at any point, you know. In the past, when we were renting, we had hoped we were going to buy our house, but we had no guarantee of that. So, and obviously that didn't happen, and I'm kind of glad it didn't, because we ended up in a much better spot, and I'm happy here. Hello, inquisitive farm wife.
Okay.
So, okay, you say bye-bye?
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Did Odin already fall asleep or something? Or is he just...
He's watching.
He's watching. Okay.
So tempting.
They have gotten so big.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, he just said.
It's so tempting to bring the popcorn in here. But
No, we don't...
That would be rude to eat in front of you guys.
Yeah, we don't eat popcorn on a live. So, back in the fall, we got really, 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 really busy with our preserving. I noticed Red Shed asked about our preserving and canning. So, things got really hectic really fast. It was like all of a sudden we had to put up everything at once. And I was just completely overwhelmed. You know, in a good way. It was just a lot of work, and it was really hard for me to get dinner done, videos done, because, I mean, I don't do canning videos because I just choose not to. I chose from the beginning of my channel. I'm just not going to do canning videos. There's too many other people doing them, and I'm very strict with my canning. And I know some people really enjoy their rebel canning, and I won't argue with people. I don't want to attract that drama, so I chose that I just wouldn't. But I will say that I completely trust the safe tested canning, and that is my belief, and I will choose to do it that way. So we did canning and harvesting and preserving. We were dehydrating stuff. We were freezing stuff. I'd have to cut up stuff. I mean, it was just nonstop. And then, was it October that we did the pig roast?
Yeah.
So, in October, we harvested 2 of our pigs, 2 of our guinea hogs, American guinea hogs. I can't believe how big the boys are. I know, right? Um, yes, it is. It's always like everything at once. All of a sudden, you just have to deal with it all. And then on top of that, while we were still bringing in harvest from the garden, um, we harvested 2 hogs, and we don't send them to the processor. We do them here. And it was my first time, and I wanted to scald and scrape and not skin because I wanted to be able to make cracklings and pork skin. So I really, really, really wanted that as a byproduct of the hog. And I will tell you that scalding and scraping is much harder than skinning. I've done many, many, many deer, and of course deer with just skin. So I wasn't prepared for how much work it was, and it wore me out.
It was tough.
It wore me out.
And because we did 2 in one day.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll never do 2 in one day again, that's for sure.
The yellow jackets were a huge problem that
Yeah.
day as well. That slowed us down a lot
That
as
day
well.
was a warm day, and the yellow jackets were like crazy. Aw, I can't. What was I just missed it. I just started to read a comment and then it moved, and now I can't find it. Oh, weird. So we did one hog where we kept it whole and did a pig roast, and we invited everyone we could think of that to invite. I just went through my Facebook friends list, and anybody who was in Georgia or near us, even remotely, got an invite. And then I tried to verbally invite people, and stuff. So we had 50 people here at least. So, and it was mostly kids. Half of that was children, and it was wonderful. It was such a great event. It was so amazing. It was made very special by a very kind person who helped us get a lot of the supplies we needed in order to do that. And I am eternally grateful for that help, because it made it so much easier than it would have been if I had to do it without the supplies I did end up getting to be able to do it with. And we had a blast, and we had a lot of meat. And then the other pig I had to break down into, different cuts of meat and everything. And it was a lot of work. And then we had more harvest. And so October, and then at the beginning of November, can I show it? How do I do pictures? I know I can do it on this program. So at the beginning of November, I had a wonderful experience happen. My eldest son, Dalton, who some of you know because he's helped me out with some of my IT stuff in the middle of a live. He would be the one who would come in and help me. He's now living away from the home, so he doesn't stay and help me for a live show, although I was really tempted to ask him to come over tonight and help me set up, because I really wasn't sure. I didn't remember how to do half of the stuff that I just had to do. But at the beginning of November, he did something very special, and Can you see? That is my baby boy and his beautiful bride. He got married, y'all. Dalton is married, and I couldn't be happier. She's beautiful, wonderful girl. She makes him so happy. And the boys got to be ring bearers together. The 2 older boys. See, I don't have a picture. Do I? Well, I don't have a picture there but that's them walking down the aisle. I don't know if you guys can even see this. The glare is kind of awful, but it was a wonderful small wedding, and it was very pretty. I bet it was rewarding though, providing your own meat. Oh my goodness, so rewarding! It was the best tasting meat I've ever had in my life.
The whole experience of doing the pig roast was just phenomenal. We had an awesome spit roast the hog, and it was amazing. It turned out so awesome.
Ryan had a blast.
Yeah,
he got to be a real grill master, smoker,
hit master.
Yeah.
We boiled peanuts.
Yeah. in a cast iron cauldron. So it was really nice. And then the wedding was gorgeous, and of course, along with thank you, they're saying congratulations. And of course, with a wedding comes, out of town visitors, so my sister and her family came down from Massachusetts. My nephew, Ben, and his beautiful girlfriend came. So the following day, we hosted a brunch for all of the out-of-town guests to come and mingle, because it's, at weddings sometimes gets chaotic, and it's hard to get a chance to talk to everybody because loud music and everything, but we really enjoyed having a brunch, and we used our own homemade bacon and our own homemade sausage from our pig. So that was a lovely experience. And then Thanksgiving season came, it seemed like there was no transition between, and I will say this, from before October, sometime in September, until after Christmas, every single weekend we had an important event or thing that we had to go to, or something on our calendar that was big. Something big that left us with no time to film. Really. There was, and of course, when you're busy getting stuff done, it's really hard to pull out a camera and film yourself doing it, because you're trying to get it done as fast as possible so that you can move on to the next task, and it just snowballed. And then the holidays always end up being hard to navigate around a filming schedule and editing when you're busy trying to do holiday things. The kids wanted to make cookies, they wanted to do gingerbread house, so many fun things that we do around the holidays that are traditions that we wanted to, still enjoy. So I had to put the camera down for a little bit, and got up past Christmas.
Yeah, so I can I could fill them in on that part. After Christmas, that was a good visit with my family down south of here, and in my hometown where I grew up. And right after that, though, New Year's Eve, my father went into the hospital. He has had MS for decades, over 30 years of having MS. And he went to the hospital New Year's Eve for something that, could have been serious, but didn't seem, we weren't sure. It was we weren't really sure what was happening. And then
he had a couple of UTIs in the past year and a half, so it seemed like just one of those situations.
But then it kept getting worse and worse. They found a heart issue at one point, and he was getting pneumonia at one point. He was put in the ICU, and then it basically, the next phone call was, we need to talk about putting him in hospice. And not even 3 weeks ago, he passed away. So, yeah.
It came and went pretty quick.
Yeah. Welcome to the new year, everybody. That was not even 3 weeks ago. So, we've been busy.
and you guys know me, those of you that have been with me for a while, you know that dealing with grief and loss is hard for me. I just realized that the speaker was not even pointing at, I mean, the microphone wasn't even pointed at us, so I hope everybody heard that okay. So, yeah, you know, we didn't expect the new year to start out quite like that. I was just getting ready to start doing filming again, and that was when I stopped doing any shorts even. I was trying to do a short a week while I wasn't doing my long form videos, but when my emotions crash, so does my health. With autoimmune diseases, like I have multiple, it stress and lack of sleep and being off schedule, all of those things that we were, because I mean we were going down to visit with him in the hospital and at hospice, and you know, we weren't having a normal schedule at all. Everything was off, and so my health went rapidly downhill with it all, and I've been struggling with that, but you know, doing my best to try to keep taking good care of myself, making sure I drink lots of water and you know, nutritious foods, and the good thing is we've had plenty of food. I mean, our freezers are packed. Oh, another thing that was keeping me really busy is we've been gifted multiple deer throughout the hunting season. We had one person brought us 3, another person brought us 4. No, we didn't have that many deer this year, did we? But I had to butcher them. It was hey, you want this deer, but you got to butcher it. So it was a lot of work putting that all up. Thank you for the condolences, y'all. I appreciate that. Gardening is my peace. I'm so sorry for your loss. I lost my dad on July 15th, 2022, and it's been very hard to deal with. I'm trying to get out of that depressed state. Yeah, I mean, we really thought that we had a lot more years with Ryan's dad.
Yeah, because
he wasn't sick, you know. He had MS. It was something that we had dealt with, like he said, for 30 years. It wasn't like, but in the first 2 weeks that he was in the hospital, his body started to decline rapidly. And when you're paraplegic, your body, your organs don't function at their best performance. So just the fact that he was a paraplegic and had MS increased the decline rate of his organs. So the doctors said, it was almost like MS has lots of stages of what it goes through, and oftentimes it goes through each of those stages for sometimes years at a time. But he went through all of those final stages in a matter of 3 weeks' time. His body just couldn't handle it anymore. So, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And, we all have to go through this journey. This isn't something that is unique to us. We lose people. We lose people we love, and it's hard, but we know that we have to keep going for him. He would want us to stay strong and keep doing the good stuff that we're trying to do.
Nobody thought when he went to the hospital that he was never gonna go home. I don't
up
think
until the day that hospice was mentioned, we thought he was coming home.
But I'll say this,
genuinely.
We went and visited with him every single chance we could, every single day we were down there, and at hospice he was surrounded by everybody that loved him.
Yeah.
So it was very
we
peaceful.
were there.
Yeah, we
weren't in his room. We were right outside his room, and
mm-hmm.
I think he knew that we were there.
Yeah, we had a very, very loving time.
Send off.
Yeah, send off. He and just like people say, like there was that really good day.
He had a rally day.
He had that really, really good day, and it was like crossed my mind like, oh, maybe I will be going to work on Monday. But then the next day he didn't wake up, and that Monday morning he was gone. So, but we stayed through the night. We were there.
Yeah, we knew it was close, and we were, debating on whether to drive all the way home or just sleep on the floor, and we slept on the floor. That's what you do. I wanted to just say hello to a few people who joined us, the Tinker's wife and Tim Beverly. Hey, Tim. How you doing, my friend? You remember Tim, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Good to see you.
And Benevolent Home, thank you for joining us as well.
Well,
So, with that being said, we don't want to dwell on this. We're happy to talk about it, and if any of you are experiencing loss and want to chat in private, please, message me, because I need all the help I can get with grieving. I talked to a good friend of mine yesterday. Was that when Susan came back? And she's a doctorate in psychology, like really, really, really educated therapist and brilliant woman. And she was like, you've got a lot of grieving to do, Rose. And it wasn't just about Ryan's dad. A lot of you know we've had a rough go.
Yeah, not even 2 years since my little brother passed away. So,
and so there's been things that we've had to overcome. There's been things that we've had to trial and tribulate through, and you know how they say it only makes you stronger. I just hope that it does, because right now, so close to the grief, it doesn't feel like it's making me stronger. But I know that I have to be stronger, and that's what I'm trying to focus on. And what else can make me stronger other than throwing myself into the garden and the farming and the YouTube? Those are the things that bring me joy. I love to do what I do here on the homestead, and I love to share it with you guys. And I don't think it'll ever stop. Yes, we'll have breaks, because this girl right here needs her breaks. And they may not be planned breaks, because life happens, So, and these the last couple of months of the year that was totally unplanned, that I stopped putting out videos. It was just because we got so busy I couldn't. And then at the beginning of the year, of course, it was for different reasons. Because I really thought, January 1st, I was going to hit the ground running with videos again, and I obviously wasn't able to do that. So, I am now. I'm coming back. I'm going to start putting out. I am going to commit to at least one video a week, long form. And hopefully it'll be more than that, maybe 2 or 3, but not more than that on long videos, because that's as much time and energy as I can afford to give to YouTube. YouTube is a lot more work than people realize. The behind the scenes, the editing, the filming, the planning, it is a lot more work than people think. So I need to put my focus in on my family and myself and my farm before anything else. And then I can do YouTube. And if all of those things are taken care of and met, then I have time for YouTube. And I'll do it. And I will. I will continue to, my passion always has been to help teach and inspire others to raise their own food. It has been that way long before I met Ryan. Like, it is not something that's just going to go away. So I will be here. And I'm hoping to have some really good informational videos every week. And I will be doing some more short forms too, like the shorts videos, because they're easy to do. They're quick and they're easy, and I can do it in a much shorter period of time because I'm not having to edit hours worth of footage for minutes worth of video, like the Tinker's Wife said, you know. Hi, Anne's Tiny Life and Homestead has joined us, and Three Musketeers Homestead and Benevolent. I mentioned you. Okay, I'm making sure I give everybody a mention as they come in. So you know, this group of people that are here right now with us is much smaller than it used to be. Back when Wholesome Roots was much more popular, I'd have 100 people in a live. And that's okay, you know? Like, this closeness is, you're here because you want to be here. And I appreciate that, and it means a lot to me to have the really loyal and strong people by my side, because that's what I want in this community, is the people who want to be a part of our lives to be a part of it. And if you don't, then just move on. Just keep scrolling, because, you know, nobody has time to give energy to something that isn't gonna work for them. So I want to give my energy where it's working, and you guys are obviously where I'd like to help, and I'd like to do more for you guys. Anna's Tiny Life and Homestead. Oh, I missed the last thing. Yes, we were going over how the fall busy schedule had made us miss out on being able to film and put out videos. And then at the beginning of the year, Ryan's father got very sick and he passed away. So it's been extremely hard for this year. This is like the longest January ever.
It's February now.
Ugh, exactly. It still feels long. I hope it gets bigger again. And that is something that I hope to get to the point where we are getting enough views that there is an income coming in from YouTube, because right now it's not. And I never did YouTube for an income. But after seeing how much work, when I first started YouTube, it was because I wanted to teach and inspire and, you know, all that. But after putting in the year's worth of work that I have, I feel a little disappointed that I'm not generating an income off of YouTube. It's, especially when I see so many people that are, and it's like, what happened? My channel was doing really great for a while, and then no views. So, and you know, that's the fluctuations of life, but I keep focusing on the fact that I'm doing it because I want to, first of all. But I also would love to be able to cover my animal feed costs. Just that amount. It'd be great if I could make more, but with as much time and energy as I do put into the homestead and the farming, I have so little energy to put into the YouTube that it would be nice to make the YouTube thing feel more worthwhile monetarily, but who knows if it will ever. So it's I'm still gonna be making videos. I guess that's my point. It's like, it'd be great to be, you know, getting lots of views and actually generating an income from all this hard work, because it is. But I also enjoy the creative process, like putting my creative energy into creating videos is very good for me. I think it's a good tool for me as the artistic side of me can do stuff. I used to do a lot of garden designs for people and landscape designs for companies and institutions, and I don't get to do those kinds of projects really much. So, I mean, I do some of them here, like when I'm designing out stuff here, but it's nice to have YouTube have a creative outlet. Thank you. Thank you, Anne. I appreciate it. It has more to do with the new YouTube than your channel. A lot of homesteading channels experience this revenue loss. Maybe announcing it on Facebook or other social media outlets that you will be live will help bring in more people. I wasn't notified about the live. I just happened to get on and saw your live. I actually posted it on Facebook and Instagram. So I posted it on 3 different places on Facebook. My page, my group, and my personal Rose's, profile. And I posted it on Instagram. So I don't know where else. I mean, I guess I could have posted it on TikTok. But I heard that the algorithm is also not sharing channels that don't do a couple of shorts a week, or something like that. More work. Yeah, and doing a couple of shorts a week is not hard like doing the long form videos. So I could see us doing more shorts. But I'm shorts are, a lot of times they're just kind of cutesy or pretty, or I like getting into the meat of things. I like digging into the layers and like really explaining something. So that's hard to do in a short 1-minute video. But I will definitely try to do some that are artistic and some that are educational if it's short. Something I can quickly say. Little facts here and there, So if you guys have any ideas, please share them. I was notified. I jumped right on. I was so excited.
Good. We're glad you're excited.
I didn't get it on Facebook. I will follow you on Instagram. Yeah. So I don't post on Instagram all the time, but I probably will be doing, if I'm going to make a short video for YouTube, it's probably going to be a reel on Facebook and a reel on Instagram. So I hope that people don't get annoyed by seeing the same video 3 times if they follow me in all 3 places, but that makes the most sense for my brain to be able to do, to like get it all done. And I think I just saw a new question, and it reminded me of a question I saw earlier. Somebody asked if we had started kidding yet, and we have not. We don't have anybody due until April 1st, I think, and that's questionable. Truly, she doesn't look like she's. I don't know. We'll see. We didn't like try too hard to get the goats bred because we're gonna be breeding the cows. So, we should have already bred them, but the bull that we're gonna be using, he's only just past a year old, and he's in with some of my friend. My friend has a Dexter bull, beautiful registered Dexter bull, and he's gonna be breeding her cows first. And then she's going to bring him over here once hers are bred. So she's doing a pregnancy test this week to see if he wasn't manly enough quite when she first got him. And so she separated him so that maybe he would like get more excited when he went back to her girls. And so he's back in with her girls now, and he seems to be more manly. So we'll see soon. And then we'll get all 3 of our cows, because now Daisy is a year old. Well, February 14th is her birthday. Yeah. So, and by the time we get the bull here, so we're going to be breeding our Piney Woods, both of our Piney Woods with a Dexter, and our Mini Jersey with a Dexter. So really nice offspring are going to come out of those 3. We won't be keeping any of the offspring. I don't know, maybe a Mini Jersey heifer. If it was a Mini Jersey heifer, I don't know if I could part with it, but if they're bulls, we're not keeping them. They'll be steered and processed or sold. Yes, we raise quail. Ryan, I have to use the potty.
Oh.
So, do you want to answer the quail question? I'll be right back.
I will
Make
be
sure you talk
happy.
about the pretty blue eggs.
Okay, she's gone. I could start talking. Yeah, we do raise quail. We have probably 20-something quail at the moment, and getting a few eggs from them daily. Egg production is starting to increase with everybody, so I can go ahead and touch on that subject just while I'm here talking about that. We have quail giving us eggs. Our chickens, our hens are finally producing eggs. I know there's a lot of talks of the feed and is it making them not lay eggs? Well, we're starting to get eggs now. Seems like a seasonal thing to me. As far as any changes that have happened, we're still using the same feed we've always purchased. So the ducks, they're laying eggs as well. Y'all, we have a ton of ducks out there because we let them hatch their own eggs last season, and now all of those ducks have grown and they're bigger and they are free ranging around the yard. So we have lots of Muscovy ducks running around. Yeah, so we have a lot of work to do because we have a lot of excess in terms of the Muscovy ducks. We have a lot of roosters. Yeah, so we will be eating some poultry soon. Let me see, any questions pop up while I was talking? Anne's Tiny Life, you want to learn to raise quail for meat. Quail are like the easiest birds to raise.
They are. They're way easier than chicken.
Their turnaround rate is so fast. They're ready to harvest for meat within 8 to 9 weeks. You're either getting eggs from the hens or you can eat them if you want. But 8 or 9 weeks. So you could just keep a good supply of quail, and that's a good source of meat for you if you're into that.
Gardening is my piece says, I learned so much from you, especially with my goats. Aw, I'm glad. I started out with a lot of goat material, and now that we have so many animals, it's really hard to stay just goats. And I've always said that I'm here to teach about homesteading and raising food. So, hopefully that's enough to keep you coming back for more. Black Dog Apiary and Farm. Lovely to see you too. It is good to be back on YouTube, even if it is just a quick live tonight. I told Ryan, I said, I don't have any restrictions for what time we leave. We don't have to leave our live anytime. So we're just going to hang out with you guys as long as you want to, or until our voice gets hoarse. Urban Bucket, that's one of the things I love about you, Rose. You teach and you share knowledge. I try to. I really do. And it's not always easy because sometimes I have to share knowledge that goes against what somebody else has taught. And I don't want to be against somebody else, but I also want to make sure that the facts are being told on things. And I'm a very fact-based homesteader. It's like, I have so much sciencey nerdiness in me that it's like, if it's not science-based facts or, evidence-based, then it's hard for me to wrap my head around it otherwise. Instagram is the best place to post photos more often. Three Musketeers Homestead says. Yeah, I've never really gotten much from posting Instagram photos. I am going to try doing reels, though, because they have done really good over there when I've done it. And raising quail for meat, that's a great idea. I followed this channel for many years. She's a wealth of science-based information. I didn't even read that comment. I was literally just saying that. Thank you. The white picket fence. Oh my gosh, I found you live. Hi. Then everybody's saying hi. So, good things. Hey, Lynette. 13 Moons Over Mayhem. My friend Lynette is here. Hey, Rose. I was just thinking about you the other day. I'm getting ready to start pepper seeds soon. I should have already started my pepper seeds, honestly. But I haven't cleaned out the she shed yet. So, like, in the spring, the early spring, we start all our seeds on the shelves in the she shed, right? Well, for the rest of the year, the she shed turns into Ryan's playground. And he puts stuff all over my shelves. My shelves are full of junk.
Not
like
junk.
Okay, there's tools, there's parts, there's bags of things and such, and plumbing stuff, and yeah, so I've got to clean out the entire she shed before I can start my seeds. And that's never a fun job. He should do it, right? Right, guys? Tell him he should
I'll clean it up.
get it cleaned up for me. Instagram has become like TikTok, though. Their reels are great. Yeah. I think the reels really are. A lot of other creators have been talking about their reels on Instagram have really taken off. There are good people gathering here, Tinker's Wife. I like to think that we attract a good group of people. Like, you know, we're the good ones. I just started watching reels. I also love TikTok. Yeah. So TikTok, Instagram reels, Facebook reels, and YouTube shorts. I feel like if I just change the music for each one of those places, if I'm adding music to it, I get that much more use out of that video. So if people do start to see the same video on all platforms, let me know if it becomes annoying. Because if I start doing it a lot, I don't want to have people being like, oh, I already saw this, you know. So let me know. Send me a message or whatever if you think it's overwhelming. I'd like to have it be a nice experience for everyone. My greenhouse is a total disaster too. Yeah. I mean, when it's the off season, you know, what are you gonna do? It's just stuff gets thrown around. Noah's Ark, I miss you. How are you? We're here tonight. I'm hoping to have a live video not a live video, a longer full format video this week sometime. We'll see. I think my intentions and what actually happens can be two different things, so I'm afraid to like say it out loud and have anybody like get disappointed. But what I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna tell you guys, because you're my little private circle friends, live on YouTube where anybody can watch. I'm going to try to do a long form video every Wednesday. I just feel like if I can film it on the weekend, then I have 2 whole days that I can spend editing it if I need 2 whole days, or if I didn't have time to film on the weekend, then it gives me an opportunity to film on Monday. So, and that way it becomes more of a schedule. I want to be more scheduled with my stuff. I kind of thought about it the other day and I was like, it's kind of like going back to school, like going back to college. You want to make sure that you're getting your homework done the night before the class or whatever, you know. So I was thinking if I had it on a schedule, then it might be easier for me to keep up with and not fall behind and end up having a break when I wasn't planning on it, you know. I think most people focus on just 1 or 2 platforms. It's funny how they can be so picky about where they watch. I guess I am too, LOL. Yeah, that's true. Most people are either going to watch Instagram or YouTube or TikTok. It's not, they're not doing all 3 at once usually. How are the boys? They're good. They came over a little while ago and said hello. They're watching a movie. Odin's kind of at the age where he can be really loud and distracting when something like this is going on, like an adult conversation. They're hard to happen. So we told the boys they could watch a movie in their room if they made sure that Odin stayed happy. So it's working out well, obviously, because you can't hear a thing, can ya? They're good boys. They're getting so big so fast. Odin is going to be 3 in May. Can you believe it? And Liam's going to be 8 in April. And Rowan is going to be 11 in May. And Rowan, I think, is where you're going to see the biggest changes. He's gotten really tall. He's gotten, like, to the point where I'm like, give me a hug. Why? You know? So he's definitely turning into a young man. I hate to say that. He's only 11. But he definitely, like, he's very fatherly to Odin. Like, you know, he's just like, hey, Odin, come here, let me help you fix that, let me help you with that, you know. And he's like, you want your drink? You know, like, he's very, very good with his baby brother, and it is really just amazing to see the differences and how much they've grown. Show us your quail. Yes. So, and tell me, is there a quail video idea that you have that is like a really great quail video idea that I could do for you? Because a lot of my quail videos are actually the ones that are holding my channel from completely plummeting while I'm not posting videos. They're getting a lot of views, old videos. So I do feel like I should put out some more quail content. I can't do TikTok. I lose time too easily on there and had to stop. Yeah.
TikTok is
the boys make fun of him and say, you're not going in there to go to bathroom. You're going in there to watch TikToks. Because they can hear it through the door.
It's a time machine.
Yeah, right, Lynette? The boys just growing so fast. And I don't know if you were here when I was saying that Dalton got married, but I think you probably saw that on my Facebook. Living Miracle Homestead, hello! How are you, my friend? Good to see you. That's Kathy in Florida. I think you met her at the Homesteaders of America, the Mango Jam. Was that the year that you went? Or I went without you?
Mango Jam.
Yeah. I don't even have grandchildren that young anymore. I don't have any grandchildren yet. A lot of people actually thought that Dalton was getting married because of that reason. And it was not the case. Was that just a reflection on my can on the window? Oh my goodness, y'all. I just thought there's a window behind the TV over there. And I thought somebody was walking through our driveway with a flashlight because my tin can shined on the edge of the never mind. Rose, be quiet.
Okay, good ideas from Anne.
What is the best for meat, coop, build, feeding, etc.? TikTok is a
black hole.
Black hole with vacuums out my brain. I know. I do it too. I'm guilty of it too. But I usually don't even turn it on until the evening because I'm like, you know, it has to be time that I'm just killing, you know, because it'll distract me. General care. How many birds to a coop pen? I think those are good ideas. I need to write them down. Here, take your phone back. I got my notebook right here in case you guys... I'm fantastic. Yes, you have met.
Okay.
You have met, she said.
I don't see a face on the thing.
Yeah. I'll show you. I'll show you her later. It'll click when he sees you. I saw it on your Facebook. Yeah, I know how that feels. A kid getting married. My youngest did last summer. Well, and we all thought that Vivian was going to get married any minute now. So it was really funny when they got engaged and got married right away. Because we were waiting for Vivian to do that. Vivian's in a very committed relationship. Very, very wonderful young man. They actually moved all the way to Washington State in May and broke my heart because now I don't get to see my daughter at all. So boo that he took her away. Actually, I think it was more so her saying, let's get away. She's a very independent girl, and she likes to be different and travel and everything. So it's really great. She got a great job. He got a great job. They both ended up in a really great town, and they're very happy there. And they're almost engaged. We're working on it. His mom and I are like this since we've met, and we're working on it. It's coming. It'll be soon. I think it was probably would have been sooner, but Dalton's proposal and marriage planning might have came around the same time that it was going to happen, and they didn't want to upstage or anything. Hey, I didn't tell you that. Shh, Rose. Vivian's gonna see this and she's gonna be mad at me. Vivian, you better not be watching.
You think she's watching? Is she one of the 17?
If she is, hey Sam, I didn't say anything. My granddaughter is giving me a great granddaughter in April. Oh my gosh. Oh, my son is going to be a grandpa. That was a shocker. Yeah, but what a wonderful thing to get to experience that. Oh, I can't wait to be a grandma. I'm like, you guys have kids anytime you want. You can just, if you don't want them, just bring them to me. I'll take care of them. I'm all about being a grandma, but I'm hoping that they, take their time about it. But it's definitely something that I look forward to. It's been a few years. Yes, it has, Kathy. We need to have you stop in on one of your road trips when you come through Georgia. Would love to have you here. I'm hoping you get to come out and see Vivian, and I can coordinate meeting up with you. She actually mentioned that the other day. She's saving up so that she can fly me out by myself. But with everything that's happened with Ryan's dad and everything, it kind of threw a wrench in the time plan for that. So we're gonna just allow some more time for grieving, and being here with Ryan is my most important job right now. So, but yeah, if I come out, it's gonna be like a quick weekend because he can't really take off of work. So, you'll have to figure out a clever way of coming to meet me. Maybe I'll be like, hey Vivian, I heard about this fiber festival over in wherever it is that you are, and we'll go and see and get some yarn from you. That would be fun. Being a grandma is great. I bet, because being a mom is like literally my greatest thing in life, and to be a grandma, I'm gonna be a good grandma. I'm just gonna say that. 8 now. Wow. Yeah. So it was funny because Dalton used to say he was never gonna have kids. Vivian even kind of was like, I'm not so sure if I will have kids type. And now they're both very sure that they will add that into their life at some point. Mark, good to see you. Glad to have you here. We are good. As good as we can be. Girl, I'm going to Georgia the 13th through the 15th. Okay. Well, maybe we can make it happen. That would be really awesome. The Black Sheep Gathering in Albany, Oregon, the last weekend in June. I will be vending there. See, there we go. Strength and prayers, Ryan. I recently had to place my mother in long-term care. I've done home care for her for 4 years. Oh, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
I'm sorry that you're going through that as well. It's hard. It is really hard, and it's really hard to be a caretaker, so my heart really goes out to you for what you've done for your mother, and I know that she appreciates every bit of it. So being a mom is awesome, but being a G-mom is over the moon. You're making me want to cry just thinking about it. Oh, not far from me. Oh, So you guys aren't far from each other. All right, I'm going to scroll back up and see what that quail idea was, because I didn't write it down. Did I already pass it?
I could just scroll it on my phone and screenshot it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'll do that while you stay current.
Sorry, guys. So, does anybody have any other questions? So, for the future of our homestead for 2023 and going forward, for the YouTube side of it, like I said, I want to. My ideal dream world scenario is that I will post a long form video every Wednesday, potentially more than one long form video a week, but I'm not going to put any pressure on myself right now. Right now, I got to focus on one really good video, and they're going to be like informational videos, maybe like how to or DIY or just information, you know. So I'm going to try to make them as interesting as possible without boring you guys, but like full of information. So I feel like that's my specialty. That's where I shine, is in getting technical. So, excuse me. And then a couple of shorts, maybe a week, you know, if I can. If there's something interesting. And see, the thing is like, I don't want to be filming just to film if it's not something worth filming, if that makes sense. I don't want to put my time and energy into filming something and editing it and publishing it if it's literally, I'm just doing it because I haven't posted a video yet this week, you know? I want it to be a thought out, planned, executed thing at least once a week. And then the shorts, they can be the fun ones, you know? They can be the more, I don't know if you'd say vlog, but you know, the vlog like feel of, you know, and it may be that I do longer vlogs too once I get back into the groove of things. The extra large chicken coop, we have not even done a single thing on building the coop part of it. We got very sidetracked and derailed with all of the harvest. We weren't expecting to be so busy in the fall, I don't think. I think we thought that was going to be our time for building.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a winter project.
And the garden just did so well that we couldn't. And then, you know, harvesting animals takes a lot of time too. So don't pressure yourself too much. Farm and farm way more important. We can wait. You can peel a clip off your long video for a short video too. Got a twofer that way. I saw that, how some people are doing that, and I need to look into that more, because that could be very helpful. I look forward to the videos. I'm happy you're back. Yep, short equals impromptu. You did, I did, and we did have a bounty. Alright, I tell you what, this is the first winter since we had Rowan that we have had a full freezer of things that we grew for the winter. To be going into the winter with an extremely full freezer. And before Rowan was born, we had time to garden and do stuff. Like, we had big gardens over at the old house. Mm-hmm. And, like, we were just, I guess having kids does change things. It really does. And I've had 3 in the last 10 years. So, plus the other 2 that I was already raising. So, and you know, what's super cool about it is that was always my goal, is to raise all of our food from our homestead. Obviously not all of it. We're going to buy flour and salt and sugar and stuff like that. But I didn't want to have to buy vegetables. Now I buy vegetables because I want to. Like, oh, I don't have any broccoli in the freezer. Let's buy some broccoli. I haven't had broccoli in a while. You know? Or it, like the meat right now in the freezers. We would have our Alright, let me say this. I need another freezer because we have probably 20 or 30 birds out there that we need to harvest. We have roosters out the yazoo.
I was telling them when you were.
And we have ducks everywhere. And we have allowed the roosters out because they were in with the hens and we weren't getting any eggs. Not because... I'm not even going to go into that. You guys already know what?
I told them that we're just now getting eggs, and I think it was a seasonal thing. It has nothing. We were feeding the same feed.
I mean,
now we're
for
getting
us
eggs.
it is anyway. We're getting eggs at the same time. What's funny is my Facebook news feed, the memories. Literally, I just started seeing memories from this time of year, from every year in the past, saying, "We finally have enough eggs again to sell." It's the season.
It's seasonal.
I mean, for the most part, I'm sure there are some complications with poor quality feeds being sold, but yeah, we don't use any of those brands anyway, and the only thing we buy at Tractor Supply is hay. So I don't know. My birds didn't lay all winter. We had one bird lay all winter. And we got like 50 birds out there, don't we?
Something like that.
Probably, maybe. We haven't counted. It's hard to count chickens. And we hatched out a lot that we were supposed to sell, and then the bird flu hit, and we weren't allowed to sell. So that kind of made us stuck. We could do private sales, but we couldn't go to events and sell, which is what we intended to do.
And we let the ducks hatch their own eggs.
Yeah.
So that's why we have an abundance there.
Well, I wanted all those ducks because I want to have a lot of ducks free ranging and eating slugs and snails so that our goats won't get meningeal worm. So I'm okay with that. But so anyway, the ducks and the roosters are free ranging right now. We had taken all the roosters out of the chicken coop so that the hens would not be stressed out by too many roosters. They're not fighting. They're actually behaving quite well. My bloodlines that I've been working on for the last decade have been extremely tame roosters. That is my goal. So I want a good docile bird, and that's what we have. So luckily there's not an issue there. But the rooster number out there there's got to be 20 that we could eat right now. And I don't have any freezer space. So I literally need another freezer just for the birds. So I could put 20 birds in the freezer right now. I probably could put 10 ducks in the freezer. I don't want to do all the ducks. I like having a lot of ducks. But we let them free range. And you know what I did is, because we got so busy in the fall, I told you about how crazy it was. I didn't get a fall garden in like I normally do. The only thing I have out there is Egyptian walking onions and garlic, I think, and some potatoes. But I took down the bird fence and I let the ducks and the roosters go all through the garden. So what they're doing is they're pooping all over looking for bugs. And I've seen them scratch a little bit in the garden beds.
Cat.
Yeah, but what is she doing? I thought she was in the room with them. They scratch and they're eating grubs, that are bad bugs for the garden. So we will have a large job to do before we start planting in the garden beds, because we have to put that bird netting back up again, because we'll leave the ducks free ranging and the roosters will be gone by then, hopefully. If I can get a freezer. The freezers are just so outrageously priced right now that I have a hard time finding any on Marketplace or Craigslist that are in a price range that I can afford. So just waiting for the right one to come along. One of these days somebody's going to be like, "Hey, I have a free freezer. Do you want it?" And I'm going to be like, "Yes, thank you." And that seems to be... Oh, she's not in there with them. What are you doing, Cleo? And can you grab her for me? Do you can meat? Great question. That is what I should be doing more of. So we got to the point. So I I've processed so many deer. This is the little kitten that Robert from Daybird Aviaries brought us last year. She just had her first birthday. And she is a monster. She's not a lap kitty. She doesn't want to sit in your lap, but she'll let you hold her for a minute. But she's really a sweetheart. I want to do that too. Raise, grow, forage, hunt, fish my own food. Yes. I wish I had a good spot to go fishing, because that would be nice to be able to have that as another protein source. But foraging, and we're going to be growing more mushrooms this year. Hopefully they will take, and we will have a lot more mushrooms too. Growing and foraging, of course. Canning meat. Sorry, got sidetracked. I thought about doing it. We do can our bone broth. So in addition to harvesting and butchering the hogs, we've been butchering a lot of deer, and we've been deboning completely and grinding it all, because we realized from years past that we don't end up using the roast as much. We use ground venison in place of all of our beef. We have not had to buy any beef in months. Not that we were.
Right. I think
we were skipping the beef because it was too expensive, and we had just enough venison from last year.
Yeah.
That it brought us right about to hunting season.
And then we've got 4 deer total this season.
At least.
And we've ground up besides the backstrap.
Yeah,
and
the backstrap and tenderloin.
We use those for steak.
We do that as our steak.
And then everything else gets ground up and packaged into 1 pound packages.
Plus
1 pound. Yeah, I always have a little leftover pile at the end, and then so I make every pile, every pack a little bit more than a pound.
It's like with a big family with big, growing boys. A pound of meat is almost not enough for some meals, so we try to do it a little over a pound. Desert Eden Blooms, welcome back, Rose. Thank you. It's good to be back. I am really happy to see everybody. And we got 25 people in here now, so the number jumped up like a whole 10 people. Y'all are awesome. I guess it's the late night crew, huh? The cool people. Cutie and naughty. Yes, she is. She's a cutie and naughty. She's not fixed yet because things have been crazy busy. So we can't let her out yet. But she wants to go out so bad, and she runs out every chance she gets, and we have to follow her like a hawk.
By naughty, we're talking she pulls up the air vent register and ninjas her way through the ductwork and finds a way out of that.
Yeah, like she made a hole.
And then she's outside.
Yeah. She's naughty.
We have to put things on top of the air vent register.
We have to have something extremely heavy on every air vent register. So, what is your favorite... what's my holdup for not canning the meat is I'm like, when I see canned meat, it looks so... that it's like, do I want to open up a can of... and make a meal with it, or... but I've heard it's really good. So, what is your favorite meat to can? I've thought about canning the ground venison because that would be easy to add to a chili or taco night or a spaghetti sauce, So I think that would work out really well for us. But, more jars being used up and stuff, definitely would be an investment. So, do you make jerky? Yes, we make jerky. So we did our last batch. It wasn't as good as it normally is. It wasn't salty enough for me. Like, Liam's been eating it left and right.
He loves it.
He'll eat like 5 big chunks of jerky. I'm like, you better be drinking some water with that. Deer heart. Oh, I thought that said deer heart. Sorry. I make small chunks of my deer meat and can it. No one can tell what it is. It's so good, and the kids beg for it. Oh, chunks. That's an interesting one. I love the heart. So if we get a whole deer, I'm actually excited about it because the heart meat is one of my favorites. Not everybody's favorite. But to me, it's like the tenderloin in flavor. The texture is a little bit more chewy, but I love it. She's gonna be a teenager too, yeah. Genius kitty. A freeze dryer would be ideal for me, but the money is insane. I've thought about doing their layaway plan, to be honest. The down payment, I think, for the layaway plan has gone up a lot recently because they got so popular. So I don't know if I would be able to do it. You know, that's the kind of thing that I always said, when we get our tax returns, I'm going to put a down payment on a freeze dryer, and then we'll just pay as we can until it's paid off, and then we'll have it. I would love a freeze dryer. A freeze dryer would literally be a miracle, especially for fruit in the summer. When we have fruit coming in the summer from our orchard, from Miss Elsie's orchard, from the farm that Ryan's compost is made at, that he works for, we have so much fruit, and I could eat freeze-dried fruit all day, every day, for the rest of my life and not get tired of it. I love freeze-dried food. When we go to Aldi's, I always grab the freeze-dried fruit. I love it. And seeing how people use it for eggs, and to be able to store eggs like that, and people, it just blows my mind that you can take your leftovers and put it in your freeze dryer and then use it later on, and it's exactly the same. I'm like, that's awesome. I want to eat like that. I have to run. I'm so glad I caught you guys for a while. Looking forward to seeing new videos from you. Excuse me. Thank you, Lynette. I'm so glad you got to stop in.
Good night.
Venison, liver, and onions with bacon is my fave. Ooh, I might have to try that. I saved the liver from the last venison from the last year because Miss Elsie,
Yeah.
I thought Miss Elsie was going to want it, and I completely forgot to ask her. So I have a liver in my freezer.
I'd have to be tricked into eating liver.
I've never liked liver.
Yeah, because
my mom used to cook it for the dogs, and it's just the smell of it. Blech.
I have no problem eating heart. Heart is delicious, but for some reason, liver, I'm just like.
But if you put it with onions and bacon,
anything with bacon, you could put bacon with bacon, and it's good.
I bet that would be more palatable for me too. I'm coming up to pick up a side of beef. Ooh. Do you have scratch and dent stores there? There's Robinson's Salvage.
Yeah, it's not really.
It's not really a scratch and dent, but
Not for appliances.
Oh, appliances. Yeah, no. Thank you for the live. It was so nice seeing y'all again. Have a good night, everybody, and God bless you all. Oh, thank you. Gardening is my peace. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I have wanted a freeze dryer for so long, right? You, especially with all your tropical fruit, you could really use one. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love liver. I thought about dehydrating it, which would be easier if it was a freeze dryer, yes, and grinding it up and putting it into capsules to take for health reasons, because I don't like the taste, but I'd probably just end up giving it to the dogs as a treat if I did that. Our dogs and our pigs get a lot of treats. Let me tell you that. And chickens too. Mm-hmm. They get a lot of treats from when we butcher and everything, because there's a lot that I don't want to go to waste, and so I share it with the other animals. And they enjoy it very, very much. But yeah, we've been making huge batches of bone broth. We're talking about like a whole deer's worth of bones going into the roaster and cooking it down for days and canning it, and it's really, really been nice to have that bone broth. Yeah, you probably could make money with a freeze dryer, because then you could ship out and sell your fruit. Oh wow, yeah. How much do freeze dryers cost? The last time I looked, I think the smallest one was close to 3,000. I know it was 2,500 a few years ago, but I think it's gone up a lot. So I would have to double check. I haven't looked in a while. They're not cheap. The one I want is about 3,000. Yeah.
I don't even spend that much on a used car, really. So.
Yeah. True. So, yeah, they're not cheap, but I think I really do think it's worth it. I don't think that they're overpriced in the sense, I think they're overpriced in the sense they've got the corner of the market because they're the only ones selling it, so they can charge whatever they want. There's nobody else who sells freeze dryers for the home, period. So, they get to put whatever price they want, and people are still going to buy it. Supply and demand. But I think investment wise, it is an excellent investment for people who have gardens and orchards, especially. But you could use it for meat too. Like, I mean, so if you have a lot of meat, I mean, think about how much freezer space would be freed up if we had a freeze dryer. We wouldn't need another freezer. Because I think probably just the laundry room freezer that we just went through, about a third of that is fruit. There's fruit in there. There's blueberries, there's strawberries, you know. And we'll use that fruit frozen in smoothies and stuff, but can you imagine if it was freeze-dried? It would probably already be gone. It would already be eaten. Especially with the kids. They will eat some freeze-dried fruit too, you know. So it's definitely a worthwhile investment. Harvest right is $2,895 at the moment for the medium. Yeah, and that's the only person who sells them to the home person. I mean, there's industrial ones, but obviously those are going to be much more expensive and not available to the public. So, my son Dalton, you know, he's real technical, and he had said at one point, "Oh, you can make a freeze dryer. I could build that for you. I could do it, you know." Sure, Dalton. Build it for me.
Us.
I want to build a smokehouse, but I'm a bad builder. Smokehouse is on my list. I want to build a smokehouse, a salt house, and what is that? A walk-in cooler using a cool bot. Like, having it be a big enough walk-in cooler, and it would probably just be like inside the barn. I would put up the proper insulated walls and use the CoolBot system that uses a window air conditioning unit, if you're familiar with those. I know a lot of farmers have them. And, but then we could age the meat and have somewhere to put when we have a lot of produce coming in from the garden. Because, like, right now, when we have all the produce coming in, I have nowhere to put it. Like, there's not enough fridge space for all the produce. So I have to immediately start cutting it up and making it into something. You don't have a chance to just let it sit around and get rotten, you know. We don't waste anything. We try to use as much of everything as we can. But building a smokehouse would be really good for the bacon and sausage and everything. And that's another thing the reason why I wanted to grind all the venison is because we're going to be making a bunch of sausages too. I want to do some summer sausage, and I want to do pork sausages too. So we need to harvest another pig for that. And just like,
it's about time.
Get to the point where we're doing all of our cured meats too. We've done bacon. We did breakfast sausage.
We did ham.
Yeah, we made ham for our Friendsgiving. It was really great. The fact that it won't change nutrition is important to me. Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, I want to build an outhouse.
I was good when you were saying all the houses. I almost said outhouse.
I do.
As a joke.
And an outdoor shower too. Yeah. All of my I have a lot of pipe dreams. They eventually get done, but it takes longer than I wish they would. But that's because of life, We're living our life. We have little kids. We're homeschooling. We're farming.
Working full time.
There's so many things that come into play with why the timeline isn't exactly where I wanted it to be. Like, I thought the chicken coop would have been built before winter. Chicken coop is not even started to be built, and we're almost at spring. Hello, friends. Good to see y'all. Patty, hello. I just made sausage links for the first time. It was so cool. Yeah, I thought I saw a thumbnail with you making sausage, and I was like, ooh, I'm going to have to watch that video. I'll have to check that out. What kind did you guys make? I have everything to make the sausage. I was very fortunate to be gifted all of the items I need. And I just gotta find the time, And I feel like you never have the time for everything you want to do. So, bits and pieces. Eventually, we'll have it all done. And then there'll be more things on the to-do list that we're not even thinking about right now. So, it's never going to be all done. But eventually, these things on this to-do list today will be done. So does anybody have any other questions about the farm or the YouTube channel or anything specific that you want me to talk about or share with you? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments. 22 people watching. So awesome. I told Ryan before we started, I said, if we get 20, I'll be happy. If we get 20 in the room at some point during the live, I'll be happy. We didn't really know what to expect. Mm-hmm. If there would be 0 people here or 100. There's no telling. Summer Italian and country. Ooh. I really want to do Italian. But the summer sausage, I want to do the venison summer sausage with cheese and jalapeno. That I cannot wait for. I want to do Italian sausage. And what's country sausage? Is that just like an unsmoked gray sausage? That makes me think of like brats type, maybe not. But like some of these sausages that we want to do are going to be smoked and cured, and some are going to be fresh. So it'll be good to have a variety of different meats. Do we still have cows? I do remember you getting one a while back. So 2 years ago for Christmas, I got 2 Piney Woods cattle. We still have those 2 girls. And then for Ryan's birthday in September, we went and picked up a mini Jersey that was gifted to us. And she's the most sweetest. Now, I love all my cows. Don't get me wrong. I don't have favorites. But it's amazing that the difference in personality. Like, I really thought that the Piney Woods would end up warming up to us a lot more than they did. And don't get me wrong, they're not like mean. They're very friendly and nice, but they're not like I can pet your whole body nice. So I get to pet their noses, and if I have bread, I get to pet their necks and stuff. But they're not. I don't see us being able to milk them like I had hoped. But they are going to be getting bread as soon as their bowl is ready. He is working on another farm right now, doing his work, and then he's going to come here. And he's a Dexter bull, so he'll be able to breed all 3 of ours, and he'll be the good size for all 3. Did you find a boar for your Cooney mama? Not yet. I was going to talk to, who was it that I said had piglets? Oh, I have a friend in Alabama who has Coonies and raises Coonies, and we're making arrangements. We might be bartering for a boar so that we can get one over here, because the price of purebred registered Cootie Coonies is much more than I'll be able to afford. But if I can work out a trade deal or whatever, he's willing to help me out. So we will eventually. We do have Bowser in with Mom, so there's a possibility that he breeds her, but we have not seen any signs of that. Good to hear your voice and see you. Be well and hang in there. Spring's coming. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much for coming.
Good night.
Country is breakfast sausage. Okay. Good deal. Good to know.
Love me some breakfast sausage.
So right now, if we end up with a litter before we get our boar, it's going to be obviously slightly inbred. And they will be meat and not breeders. Homesteading on an extremely limited budget is very hard. I know, Albany Mountain Homestead, it really, really is. But we do find deals all the time, and it helps, but still slow. It does. It slows things down very much. Like, just, with the chicken coop build. Like, we have some pallets that we're going to pull apart, and we're going to burn the wood on them, but we still need to buy the framing timber, So, I mean, yes, there is so many factors involved. Time, money, energy, all of these things. Desert Eden Blooms, great seeing both of you again. You look great. Be blessed. Gotta go. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody. Great spending time with you guys tonight at Wholesome Roots. Thank you, Tinker's wife. I don't remember. She gave me the herbs, and I added what I thought was good. That sounds like a good kind of sausage to me. Hey Patty, good to see you. Hey guys, hope you all are well. Are you milking goats this year? Johnson Family Farmstead. We don't have any that we're definitely sure are bred, but we think we have some that are going to start kidding in April. It'll be April through May that the kidding will take place if the breedings that we thought we were breeding took. So, we're not pulling blood and taking pregnancy tests. We're just gonna wait and see. With the idea that the cows will be bred soon and we'll have that milk. So, but I was talking earlier about how we have our freezers full and we've been able to eat from our freezers. For most of our meat and most of our vegetables have been completely off of our homestead. I mean, the deer weren't on our homestead, but you know what I'm saying. But can you imagine when the meal has cheese and butter from our cows? Because that's the one thing with, the goats. Yeah, we drink the milk faster than they can give it to us. So it's like the volume of milk is not... And I don't really have the space here to have 30 goats like we did at the old place. So... and now we have pigs and cows out there too. So we have to have enough, room for everybody. So we don't, and we have sheep. So, yeah. So the goats, we'll still be breeding them and using their milk. And we will be breeding and using the sheep milk too. And we will be breeding and using the cow milk. But relying on just one of those for all things is not sustainable. So, the cows will be our butter and cheese, They're going to have such a high volume of cream that separates easier, that we will not have to buy butter. Like, it was, what was it, right before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving? I went to buy butter, and it was one of those crazy times where the prices were just insane. It was $7 for a pound of butter, and I wanted to cry. Like, I could not believe it. The price went back down to normal, but, not normal. Post-COVID normal. We built a chicken coop out of a playhouse bunk bed and we got for $75. I'll post pics on your group page. And got free picket fence for a 16 by 16 run. Well, we have the run built. We have a huge, beautiful run. So we just have to add in a place where, our chicken coop is going to be kind of big and fancy-ish. Not fancy, but for me, considering how I have my tarps and pallets. But we want it to be a space where we can have, on one side, we can have our food for the chickens being stored, all of the extra waterers or parts to the chicken, any of our chicken supplies, all kept in there like a storage shed area. And the brooder will be on one side, and on the other side will be roosting bars and nesting boxes. So it'll be a multifunctional space. So it's going to be pretty big. But it'll be, once it's done, we're going to be like, I'm so glad we did this. You know what I mean? It'll be one of those things that helps streamline our day-to-day tasks much more. I mean, it'll be a quick and easy. It'll be so quick and easy when we have it all together like that. I want goats, but I don't think I'm on that level yet. Goats are rough. They will test you. They will test you, but they are still my love animals. I love them. Their personalities are just far beyond any other livestock I've ever kept. Far beyond. And I'm just so grateful to share a space with them. It is wonderful to hear you are doing so well. Thank you, Patty. It's been a rough year starting out the way it did, but we're trying to keep our chins up. I would love to have a milk cow, but we just don't have the space. We don't really have the space either. We have a small homestead, and we do have some pasture, and so it works out well in the summertime when there's plenty of grass growing. But this winter has been expensive for us, very expensive. The hay that we have to bring in to supply for our animals has gone from $7 a bale, to
$10.99 a bale
11
at Tractor Supply. So plus tax, it's over $11 a bale, and that's when Tractor Supply has it.
And then how much is it at Everything Outdoors?
The feed store that I frequent for the grain.
A lot of times they have junk hay.
Yeah, it's I think it's $10.50 a bale now, but the bales are smaller, so it's like, yeah, it's cheaper than the Tractor Supply, but you don't get as much. And then Tractor Supply, when their trailer runs out,
they don't know when
they're like, oh yeah, it'll be here any day. And the last time they ran out of hay, it was over a week before they got a new trailer, and so I was having to buy the other hay. I think hay is like the bane of the homesteader's existence. Is you don't think about that when you get into homesteading, is having to source hay all the time.
When we moved here, we had a hard time finding a hay they would eat.
Yeah, we need to just go on to round bales, but then that's a whole other can of worms.
Then you have logistics of where you're going to store it, how are you going to store it, how are you going to keep it from getting moldy,
how are you going to get it here. We don't have a pickup truck,
and we don't have a tractor that has thing to move it.
No front end loader on our tractor.
So we have a little mini tractor, and it's great for some stuff. And I don't want to ask the neighbor all the time when I need tractor work. So we got a bunch more wood chips, and now we have like more mountains that we need to ask the neighbor to move for us, so that we can spread them out. But that means more gardens, y'all. And the last 3 or 4. How many loads was this in the front yard?
4 or 5 loads.
We filled up the backyard with more mountains of mulch to the point where we couldn't dump anymore, or we would not have anywhere to stand. So we had them dump it in the front yard where our food forest is being planted. So we'll have a ton of mulch to put around all the trees, and then the trees are going to have other fruit guild plants around them. So we're going to have walking onions, we're going to have strawberries, we're going to have vines, we're going to have alliums, we're going to have flowers, we're going to have comfrey, we're going to have insect plants, we're going to have plants that attract insects, plants that repel insects. It'll be a forest instead of an orchard eventually. At the point we're at now, it looks odd, but it will fill in, and it will be amazing. And the wood chips are one of those steps of that foundational getting started right And I really am excited about that. I see so much waste with the round bales. Yes, that's another thing that worries me. And a lot of people I know who have round bales, they only do it for cattle because if you end up with any mold at all in your round bale, the entire thing is wasted and cannot be given to goats and sheep at all anymore. Cattle have a different digestive system to where they aren't as sensitive, but I still wouldn't feel right about it, even if it was, you know? Even the butter I buy from Sam's is gone. They aren't selling it. Now the butter they sell is a solid block and not as good. Wow. That's... I didn't realize that butter was being diminished in the marketplace like that. I mean, we go grocery shopping at Kroger most of the time, so we just buy the Kroger brand for now. I would prefer to buy the grass-fed Kerrygold, but we go through so much butter that it's just not economically sustainable to buy the good butter all the time. We buy it sometimes, special occasions. It does sound amazing. I like to picture it in my mind and just see it all coming into fruition. But you know, this is a long-term plan for us. We don't feel like we have to hurry up and have everything done at once. We don't have the financial backing to make everything happen at once. And I don't think I would want to have it all happen at once anyway, because that puts a lot of stress on us. To move at a slower pace like we are with building our homestead and starting over, it's slower and you're not seeing the results, and you might get discouraged from time to time thinking, oh, I should have already had that done, or I meant to do that last year. Oh, you know, that kind of thing. But it gives us time to get used to things and see things and get even better ideas. You know, a lot of the things that we thought we were going to do the first year we moved here, we've had to adjust and fluctuate in our planning, you know. And, you know, like right now we broke down the greenhouse at my ex-husband's house and we brought it here. So we have all of the greenhouse materials. But now we're stuck with wondering if the location that we chose to put up the greenhouse is the best. You know, we're looking at some issues with this power line that goes straight through our yard. It's not a power line. Is it a power line?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the power company
Our
made me mad.
neighbor's power line.
Our neighbor's power
dissects our
goes
property.
straight across our yard and our pasture, and they came out this year for tree trimming, and they said that they're going to do it every 4 years, and it's 15 feet on either side of the lines, and we are not allowed to plant anything underneath. And I said, no, you have that wrong, sir. Because I dealt with it at one of my past houses, at my ex-husband's house, when I was living there and planting stuff there. I fought the power company, and it's the same power company. It's basically the same power company. One is they just changed the city name, but it's overall under the same umbrella. And I literally read through all of their manuals on what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it, and what their staff is allowed to do, and what their tree trimming is allowed and what's not. And you can grow anything that's food related under the power lines, but this guy was telling me I couldn't. And so now, and the power line goes right over our she shed, and he said, technically, you're not even supposed to have this building here. And I'm like, then why is it? Obviously, it got approved. So, you know, like, that building has been here a long time. And so now it's like, it's got me a little nervous about where I wanted to put my greenhouse. And that's also, under the power line is also where we were planting our second food forest. So we've got the bigger fruit trees out here, and then we were to do more of the cane fruit and the figs and the vining and lots of other stuff. over on that side of the property, on the other side of the she shed. Well, if he's gonna just plow through my plants like he did when he came through for the trimming, they destroyed property when they were here. And, like, I had to call them back and tell them to come back out and fix my tree that they mutilated, even after I had a conversation with them about not mutilating it, please. They did anyway. So, I don't trust them to not, like, literally come onto my property and do it without me noticing first, and they've already cut my plants. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to have that. That would not be good. So, I need to, you know, plan things out. Sometimes it takes longer, and sometimes there's a reason for that, you know? So, we're just moving along the best we can. You getting tired?
Yeah.
Working
on 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours live, and it's almost 10 o'clock. So I think
this chair is not as comfortable.
Oh, yeah, I've got the comfy chair. Sorry. My back needs it more. So, it looks like the conversations are slowing down in the chat.
Yeah.
So, we've got 14 people here that we can say goodbye to. And if anybody has any questions before we go, pop them in the chat. And if not, we will just sign off and be looking for new videos, because I should be making them this week. We'll see. I was supposed to film today. I did not film today. I was not feeling it. The hardest part is coming back from filming when you haven't been filming, is to film. So I've got a bunch of notes of some videos I want to make for you guys, and I will be getting the camera rolling. So have a great night.
Good night.
I gotta run, guys. Nice chatting with y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate it so much. It's nice to know that there's still people who are willing to hop in on a live with Wholesome Roots.
Glad for the turnout.
Even though we haven't always stayed regular with our postings, you guys have stayed by our sides, and we appreciate that. So have a great night. Take care, and God bless everyone. Blessings to y'all. And we love you, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you soon. Make sure you comment on my new videos so that I know that you've watched it, and get to see a little bit of encouragement for me to be motivated to do more.
Please hit that thumbs up button.
All right. Y'all take care.
Good night, guys.
Do I even know how to stop this? I think that's it. Love y'all. Yes, I want my stream to stop. We're figuring this out, y'all.